Hustler's redemption. Hustler's redemption.
Hey, yo, Jamel.
Hustler's redemption.
Being out here, yo.
Mama used to talk and tell me, but I ain't listen.
Go do this damn
Hustler's
podcast.
redemption. Yeah, Hustler's redemption.
Welcome you back to Hustler's Redemption. My host, Jamel. How you doing, Jamel?
I'm feeling great today.
That's a good thing. We have any sponsors for us today, Jamel?
We sponsored by Hustlers Redemption and I Say Clothing.
Tell us about I Say. What's I Say?
I Say means I'm saving all yearning youth yearly.
Good program. All right, so today we changed things up a little bit. We had a guest scheduled, but something came up, and that's just life on life's terms. That's how it goes sometimes. So today we're going to hear a little bit about Jamel's story, get you familiar with him, share some of his experiences, strengths, and hopes, and we're going to roll from there. Jamel, let's see. We don't have to really start at the beginning, but we can start where things. What happens for you? Like, where did this come from? Where do you associate back to when you think about how this started? Like, were there painful experiences in your childhood? Were there things that you see now more clearly that didn't make a lot of sense to you then? That was just the norm, but really it shouldn't have been the norm.
Well, I grew up in the South Bronx, 161st Street, like down the block from where the Yankees play. And in the Bronx it was very dangerous. They was doing a crack epidemic. And my mother used to run numbers for this Italian guy. This is why I like numbers so much. And I remember like 5 years old sitting on my mother's lap. And this is illegal numbers. And there was a lot of drugs around. My dad was in and out of prison. And so I was immune to it. And at 5 years old, I used to have to sit in high school with my sister. I remember that. She used to put a little desk there for me. And I was like, wow, like, and I started to think about it. Like once I started to do the step work, I would think back. Because a lot of my childhood I don't want to remember, but it was rough, you know, it was rough time.
Wow. I believe that we can sort of disassociate or kind of block some of these painful memories of our childhood because it just doesn't seem valid anymore. It doesn't seem like it has a purpose or a point. So it gets buried. It doesn't get addressed, and then that can keep us in a bad frame of mind. It can keep us unhealed. It can keep us in a spot where we aren't willing to grow and move forward until that's uncovered. And a lot of the struggle is just recognizing that was a problem. But where were the problems? How did it start? And why was that the norm for me, but not for you? And why did it change my direction and my spin on things and why I am the way I am today? So we're going to try to uncover a little bit of that with Jamel and see where he's been, what he's gone through, and what he does today to stay on the right track, on the right frame of mind. Talking about growing up in New York, tell us a little more about New York.
First, I want to say we're not using no flashcards. This podcast, we coming straight off the top. This is from the heart. And like he said, this is our strengths, hopes, and experiences. This is not scripted because we want to reach people. We want to tell our story and just be honest about it today. So, and if I don't stay on topic, you got to excuse me because the book teaches me that I was an addict way before I used my first drink or drug. From a kid, whether I was addicted to playing video games, Mario, it's like Mario Brothers. I learned it's different levels in the game. Get the princess, get the coin, get bigger, get the house. But what I understand today is growing up where I come from, until I came around y'all, I thought that drugs and alcohol just affected people where I'm from. I see that it affects everybody, whether you have parents or whether you like me and you didn't have that. So this a disease of addiction that don't discriminate.
No, it does not. It can affect anyone. And it's been proven to be a disease. It's not just something. It's not somebody's moral deficiency. It's not a person's weakness that makes them an addict. It's actually medically considered a disease. And I remember a time in a little bit of a previous life, I did some stuff in the medical field, and we would get requisitions for X-rays and stuff, and it would say ethyl abuse. and I would look at this young person coming in, sitting in a wheelchair, needing an X-ray, and I would say, well, in my brain, I was thinking, well, why don't you just quit fucking drinking? Why are you in the hospital for this? And that's what went on in my head for a very long time. And even in early recovery, trying to get in the rooms, it was just about how am I gonna make this disease not hurt so bad? You know, how can I get around it? I didn't even want to cure it. You know, I just wanted to find a way to make it socially acceptable for me, like it has been for a lot of people. But once that switch is flipped, once it gets to where it's destroying things in my life, I can't unflip that switch. And it took a long time for me to learn that, and I have a feeling it's probably taken a long time for a lot of other people to learn that too. I had a place I was going to go with that.
Yeah, we not cutting nothing. We going live. This Hustler's Redemption, and you know, I just appreciate today. I guess when the pain is enough, you'll stop. It's like my son. My son, you know, he went to treatment, and I try to tell him, you know, before I started to understand what it is that we suffer as being addicts, is that the book says that the same addict will use again. And what used to bother me so much is, can I just go get a shot or something or drink something where I ain't never got to use no more? But it doesn't go like that. So I got to do this, and when they say just for the day, one day at a time, and I'm understanding because they say you never graduate from this. The point for me to change was surrendering to the fact that I can't manage my life and I can't drink. You got sociable addicts, functional addicts, and compulsive addicts like us. Like, I can't drink on Friday and go to work Monday.
No.
If I drank Friday, you won't see me for 4 years.
It could be
So
that
it's different.
long. Yeah, my best made plans with any sort of substance, alcohol, drugs, any of that would all get thrown in the toilet because I could not stop once I picked up that first one again until it was gone. And usually I was giving something else away. People say that, oh, well, drugs and alcohol took this from me and took that from me. It didn't take anything from me.
Yep.
I made the choice and I handed that stuff back over, all those things that I'd earned or worked for. And realizing that and being able to deal with that now, accepting that is key. I mean, acceptance is the key to day-to-day life. And life's uphill sometimes, and life's a downhill slide sometimes. And from my experience, the ride has always been worth the fall. That's where I like to look at it.
Yeah, somebody told me it's being successful is not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get up one more time after you fall. But
right.
At the same token, this is why I got a network. Like, they say that the ends for us is what? Jails, institutions, and death. And if the drugs don't get you, then the negative lifestyle will. So I suffer not only from a disease of addiction, I suffer from a criminal thinking because my whole life, I've never had a job. I've never paid and I'm not trying to sound, I never had a W-2 because I guess they didn't give me what I wanted as a kid, so I had to go out. My mother did the best she can do, and Mom, I'm not trying to diss you by any means, because I love you. You did the best as a mother. But as a kid, I couldn't go to school with the Jordans. I had to go out in the street, and I had to hustle for it. And being that my father wasn't there, the guys that were outside on the corner were my father figures, were my role models. And my whole life, I've been hustling. But now it comes into play where we have this podcast, Hustler's Redemption. I'm able to now transition from a negative to a positive. So if I fail, I don't end up in jail, as long as I don't drink or use no drugs. So it's okay. You know, each one teach one, each one reach one. And this is why I love it. And we're trying to let people know that I remember when I was a kid, I used to love Scarface. But at the end of the movie, he got his head blown off. He didn't win. Casino at the end.
Yeah.
It always ends up jails, institutions, and death. I want to watch the movie where the guy at the end, he makes it out. He gets the house. He makes it out. No, but the youth will see just the beginning. Oh, he grew up poor. Then in the middle of the movie, he made it. But I want to make it out.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make it.
Yeah. The better ending. We're choosing the better ending. This is the means to how we're going to get to a better ending. We're just going to try to do our best every day. And every day is not going to be a winner. But every day without drugs and alcohol is a better day.
Yeah. Just to let y'all know, I got 8 months, 7 days clean. No weed, no alcohol,
Hell yeah.
no prescription pills. And as I don't know if y'all know, I had an accident. Well, I was stabbed 8 times in Vegas. I was living in Vegas, so I would sell my own merchandise on the road, whatever event, and I got to the point where they say that your bottom picks up where you left it. So by me going to prison, I came home at 2015, and I never experienced blackouts. I never was throwing up, but once I got to Vegas, that's when it picked up.
Right.
And then, so between the gambling and the drinking, it was crazy. So one night I was staying at, I believe, the Virgin Hotel, and I went to go out with a female, and she took me to get some pizza for her kids. And I got out the car, I had a Courvoisier in my hand, and I had a Heineken. And I left the car running and went into a store, and I see a slot machine. And my game was Keno. So I'm like, oh, let's play Keno. So it was like 2 homeless people there. I gave them some money. I had like money in a pouch, like change. I gave it to them. I start gambling. The girl comes in the store like, hey, come on, let's leave. I'm like, hold up, I just hit 5 out of 6. You can go ahead. I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah,
So-
I'm on a streak here, baby.
Yeah, so some guy walked in with his shirt off. I didn't even see the knife in his hand. I'm so drunk. I got my Courvoisier and my shot. Well, Courvoisier, and I got the Heineken up there, so I'm gambling. He asked the girl something. I don't know what I said to him. Probably could have disrespected him. I was out of my mind drunk. And I turned my neck. Next thing you know, he stabbed me in my neck first, and I got up. And of course, I lost that fight. The homicide detectives came to the hospital and said that I won, but we know I lost to make light of the situation. And I got up, and he just kept stabbing me. So he stabbed me 8 times. So it was like here, my colon, my back. And he dropped the knife and walked out the store. And then I remember just getting up and blood spurting out my neck. And of course, an addict, I grab my Heineken, my Courvoisier, and I take a shot. And the girl's like, yelling. And all this, just it's blood everywhere in the store. And the 2 homeless people that I gave that money to, they start wrapping me up. And there's blood everywhere. And all I remember is a puddle of blood on the floor. And I hear the ambulance coming, but the ambulance is far away. So I felt like I needed to lay down. So I was going to put my hand in the puddle and lay down. And a voice in my head told me, don't lay down, you're not going to get up.
Right.
So at that moment, I just felt like, I believe in God, no disrespect to nobody, that an angel just grabbed me and just gave me the strength. So I grabbed my liquor and my shot and was like, take me to the hospital, I'm not dying. So I got in the car, and it had to be God, stop bleeding. I'm in the car smoking the cigarette, there's blood all over the cigarette. They pulled me out, like right up the block where Tupac was shot. He was shot on Tupac was shot on Colville and Flamingo. They pulled me out on Tropinellis. So I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna die where Tupac got shot, stupid. And I remember them asking me questions, and I stopped bleeding. And at that moment, Tom, I just remember going out, I died. And when you die, you see a light. It's like, if anybody ever been in the ambulance, it's just a light. And I went out, and I remember asking God, don't take me now. I'm not done yet. At this time, like I said, I never had a W-2. I never had a credit card, a bank account. My kids I have a son in Vegas that I didn't know. I hadn't accomplished nothing in my life. I was just in the street. I was a street punk, making money, a negative person in society. And at that moment, when I was dead, I remember just going through my childhood. I just seeing me in the classroom, like I said, at 5 years old, sitting in the high school with my sister. I remember sitting at my mother's lap in that numbers place. And I just said, God, I wasn't ready. And I woke up. I had a colostomy bag on. My stomach was stitched. And they was like, we lost you. And The homicide detectives came to the hospital like, you know who did it? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. You know, I was out of my mind, so I didn't know the guy, and so some of my buddies, my buddy came, he also died out there. I want to shout him out. He died, you know, he was actively using. I love you. Rest in peace to you, brother. He bought me some liquor right out of surgery. I'm drinking.
Right out,
right out of surgery.
Yep.
And that's the addict. So
Definitely.
I stayed in the hospital for months, and when I got a little better, I was released. Then after a week later, I came back to the hospital because I got stabbed in my colon and it bust open. That's the pictures I was showing you. I was like,
Yeah.
So I had to go back in the hospital. I almost died again. And once I was able to walk around, guess what I went back to? Playing Keno, gambling, and drinking.
That's what we know. We go back to what you know. We go back to what's familiar, what's comfortable, the lifestyle we live. And now it's about change. It's about, do I want to be that same person that live that same way every day for the rest of my life, or do I want something better for myself? Do I want to change for the better? And it's a daily decision, like he said, the surrender, the making lemonade out of lemons that life can deal. One thing you said in that little dialogue you did explaining to viewers what you've gone through is you said something about whispering to an angel, you know, I don't want to go yet. The presence of an angel. And sometimes I think about life and I wonder why the seat next to me sits there open, why nobody's sitting in that seat next to me. And that's because God's still got his angel there looking out for me to do the work. And when I've done my work, when I've grown into the person that my higher power, who I choose to call God, also has molded me into the person that I'm supposed to be, he will fill that seat. I won't be, I won't be looking over, wondering why anymore. Your story is deep. We've only scratched the surface of it. One of the favorite parts, and I heard you tell a little bit about it before, I want you to tell the viewers how enjoyable you thought that was going to be when you were going to get that sponge bath.
oh yeah. So I had the colostomy bag on, and I want to thank this guy. He was like 6'8", but you know he was gay. No, I have no offense to nobody. So he was like, "Oh, you ready to get washed up?" I'm like, "Oh no." So I pulled the bag off. He was like, "How you gonna go to the bathroom?" I'm like, "I'm gonna limp to the bathroom." So I like to thank that person because he played a part in my motivation for me taking off that colostomy bag. And today I see it though. I see it that they say you're not gonna change. They say somebody can pray for you. You're not gonna stay clean or out of prison for your kids, your mother. Some people won't even do it for themselves. When the pain is enough, then you will stop. It's like grabbing a hot coal, like my sponsor said, and you holding on to it and you keep holding tighter. And this is what we do. What we don't understand is like, you ever seen, they got an experiment with like mice. They put them in a cage and they put the cocaine in the cage. And the mice that keep taking the cocaine until they die.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I try to stop. I try to stay out of prison. I couldn't do it by myself. Couldn't do it, Tom. Like, I was sitting in my garage and somebody told me, you can't think your way into a new way of living. You have to live your way into this new way of thinking.
Yeah, you can't. I can't change myself for somebody else. I have to do it for myself. I mean, I can't change myself by myself. I gotta have people around me. And as much as sometimes I don't really want to participate or be in parts of social groups, be around people in meetings and fellowships that I go anyway because I get my cup refilled. I get my recharge. I get my mind right again. And my mind will take me in all kinds of weird directions that it doesn't need to go and get me feeling things I don't need to feel, living in the past, and that's not where we need to be. So today we want to live in the present. We want to be mindful. We want to be observant of the day and appreciative of that because every day that we're living is one more day that we are closer to dying.
You know, somebody told me that. They said somebody that's in the program clean said, yeah, you woke up clean today, but it's another day towards you dying. So this is why I'm so glad that we doing this so that way if some people be like, if I could just change one, if I could help many just by telling our story. And this is why when I first came into the program or to treatment and you know, I was like, man, these people ain't been through nothing. And then you start hearing this female share or this guy share, And she like, oh, I've been to prison, or I was homeless, or, you know, and I'm like, wow, this disease of addiction affects everybody. And then you got people who may not be addicted to drugs, but they're addicted to the negative lifestyle. And this is what's going on with the youth. Like, I'm going through it with my children right now. And it's like, you know, I can't teach this to nobody. I can share this with you, but like Huey said, the greatest gift you can give somebody is the gift of example. And people see. And it's an everyday thing. I'm not gonna say that I wake up every day, Eye of the Tiger, that's my song. But it's a certain drive that I feel like God kept me alive and he's using me as a vessel. And I got to keep going for the people. Like they say, you don't have to need to want to change in this program. You just gotta want to change.
A desire.
Desire.
That's what it's all about. I mean, what do we truly want? The quick dopamine hit of drinking or using again, or the satisfaction of living a life worth living? And that's what I'm trying to build here. I know Jamel's trying to build that here. So he shared some of his experiences. Let's hear about some of your strengths. What things do you focus on now that give you inner strength, that make you feel stronger? What helps you feel stronger each day? Do you have some routine? Do you have some little things that you do to get it started?
Well, my wife downloaded the Mad Muscles on my phone. I guess she's trying to. Yeah, it's an app. I'm trying to get rid of the stomach that I got from.
Okay, something physical.
See, so I guess she's trying to give me signs. Because remember when she did the AI for me, and the guy had all these muscles that looked like me. I'm like,
that,
babe,
yeah.
I'm like, you trying to tell me something? All right, so my strengths. All right, well, I got a clothing line. I gotta say, me and my wife, because she's gonna kick my butt.
Big part of that.
She's a big part, and I want to thank my wife, babe, and I love you because all my ideas that I had, even when I was using, you helped me bring it to life, and I really appreciate all the work you do, and I want to tell you that I love you. So I started this clothing line, I Say, which, you know, I mean, it means I'm saving all yearning youth. Yearly. See, that's why it's my co-host,
right.
My brother. And
back, man.
We started Hustlers Redemption. We also have merch for that, and I wanted to make a platform where you don't necessarily have to have a business, but it's a platform for people who transition from a negative lifestyle to positive. You don't even have to have been in the street, but just waking up every day, going to work, staying clean. This is what this podcast is about, and mainly to the youth, giving them some type of direction. I just finished my poetry book, 12 Poems of Sobriety, which should be published any day.
That's right. Be available soon.
I wrote the first poem in my garage. I used to think that I was the only person going through pain and hurting, to the point that my pain was so much pain that it felt like my brain. So I wrote that first poem in my garage, intoxicated. I wanted to die. I just didn't want to pull the trigger. I just wanted to take some pills and then wake up. And that's what my disease told me, that I wasn't worth it. So I want to let y'all know y'all worth it. And it works if you work it, but you got to work it.
We're all worth it. Everybody here,
12
everybody
poems,
that's listening is worth it.
Yes, 12 Poems of Sobriety.
Whether you don't think it, whether you don't believe it, one day you will. Just keep showing up. Keep doing the next right things.
Yeah.
Keep being inspired.
That's what I'm doing, and that's what we doing. So I wrote that first poem, and then I got to Rivendell on my 26th day. I couldn't get my MP3 player. That's when I came out with the sign. I didn't want to talk to nobody.
He did wear a sign.
Like, don't talk to me. I'm on a note, talk fast.
Yep.
Remember, that was funny.
It was crack. We were all dying, and we didn't know what to do. We all wanted to put signs on then because he started the trend.
Remember, Natasha was like, if he not talking, then we not talking. Listen.
Yeah.
Shout out, sis.
Exactly
What's
how it
up?
went. Listen.
So so I'm upstairs in Huey's office, and he's joking with me. He's like, well, the file's in MP4. I can't let you hear it. I'm like, I'm mad. So he plays the song for me, something that he produced. He like, I wrote this song, brother. I'm like, this dude ain't writing no song. This old white guy. And actually, it was good. I started crying. It was called Lost Dreams Awaken. So he played it for me. So I went downstairs on my 26th day clean in treatment, and I wrote my Lost Dreams Awaken. That was the second poem. So shout out to Christina and Jess. They helped me type up most of my poems. because I was like, it was like slang, like yo, and they helped me get it the way it was. So I want to thank my sisters. And I finished the 12 poems. Of course, I used to get on y'all nerve in the room.
You read those
that.
poems all the time. We did enjoy the poems, but he did read them multiple times. It was not on our nerves, but it was getting there. So we got to give him credit for that, and it's good stuff. If you have the chance, the opportunity to check it out, please do. It'll be available soon on Amazon.
Yeah. So all right. So I can't keep on track. See, I'm an addict. You see, look, this is like my third cup of coffee, so I'm hyped. But I'd rather drink coffee than it be alcohol today. So we got the I Say clothing line. Me and Tom got Hustlers Redemption podcast. I got a book, 12 Poems of Sobriety, which it's going to have pictures in it. You can also read the poems. And if you scan it, it's going to have audio. Tom is a part of that too. What else? I got my self-help motivational book where I tell my life, not my life story, but explaining how the drugs and the lifestyle almost killed me. Is the pictures are going to be in there of me dead and the injuries. So that's the next thing I'm doing. And the final thing I'm doing is my movie that I wrote was called Lyrics and Poet. It's about two brothers. One do poetry, one do hip hop. And I wrote a soundtrack for that also. So that should be the end of the year, God willing. I just want to keep going. Like, I just want to inspire somebody. And I love it. Like I wake up today with no hangover. I don't think about committing crime. I just want to be positive because I know one day I'm going to die and I want to leave an impact. You got, like, my grandmother died. Nobody goes, and I'm not shooting my family down. I knew my family through my grandmother on Thanksgiving, and she was a great woman. So if they don't keep up with her, I've been in jail most of my life. They're going to forget about me.
Right.
So I got to make an impact. You know, they say a family that prays together stays together. And that's what we do.
I like that.
Yeah.
The prayer
I
is-
say Hustlers Redemption.
Prayer is a powerful and important tool. It's so easy to skip over it, but it's so necessary to take 30 seconds, take a minute out of your busy day, make a small prayer. Pray for someone else. If you don't feel you deserve prayer yet, pray for someone else, and they'll pray back for you.
And that's what I do. I pray for people. Like, when I was in treatment, I felt like an outsider. And, you know, y'all be in the kitchen and laughing, and I'd be like, man, what they laughing about? Today I'm laughing. And I'm understanding it that it's a joy that once you give this over to the care of God, as you understand your high power and you pray for these things, he's not going to remove it when you're ready, your defects. He's going to remove it when he's ready.
Yeah.
But you got to do the work. So I started praying for other people, and these people started treating me different. So it was me. You know, like Huey said, our toolbox is kind of twisted. So we got to put some good tools in there. And I'm not going to say that this is easy. Like, now I'm going like this, but eventually I want to just go straight. And the hardest thing I feel for people to do is balance. Well, today I got a therapist. I have a sponsor to help me with my addiction. I have a fellowship. You're going to need somebody to help you with your dieting. You might need a personal trainer, a spiritual advisor. These are all these things. Anybody that's successful, you need these things in your life. I need the therapist for my mental health because I have a messed up childhood. I'm messed up. I need somebody to help me with my spirituality, right? I need somebody to help me with showing me this is what you should eat. I need somebody to show me how to get these mad muscles so my wife can love me. You know what I mean?
Love you more. Love you more.
Balance.
Love
This
you
is
more.
what this is about. That's the hardest thing. And as an addict, like, now I'm focusing on the podcast. So now I'm like, damn, I've been doing this for 8 hours. Did I pray today? Did I do step work? Did I read? This is what I do. I call V. Yo, V, he like, yo, I'm closing deals. I'm like, V, do that step work. Read that just for the day. So the hardest thing for us to do is balance time.
I totally agree, man. Finding the time to do all those things is so easy. Skipping over them is even easier. What choice are you going to make? It takes. What if we invested 10% of the effort that we did into finding that next drink, drug, party, dopamine hit, sex, gambling, all the other addictions that tie into this disease. 10%, if we spent that much time, that much effort into the recovery aspect of daily life. Anything to do with the steps, anything to do with prayer, higher power, God, other people, things that aren't self-absorbed. It would change our life dynamically. It would change our view. It would change outcomes. It would change the way we react and interact with people.
It's not easy.
I've seen it. Yeah, it doesn't happen
not
every day
easy.
for me that way, but I've seen it happen in my life. And it gets better. It's getting better. Getting better.
Getting better.
That's right.
It does.
Encouraging stuff here from Jamel. Let's see, where do we want to tie this into your hopes? I think we've covered experience. We've got some strengths in there. What are hopes, Jamel? What do you
Hope.
think of when you hear the word hope?
Hope reminds me of, like my sponsor tell me, every day I have to surrender every day. I have to be honest, open-minded, willing, acceptance, and humility. And I have to apply that in my life every day. And I hope to never take a drink or a drug again. I hope to never gamble, because the gambling will lead me back. Like I remember I had stopped drinking for like 30 days. So I'm in the casino and I'm gambling, playing blackjack, and I was drinking the Heineken's is 2.0. It tastes like, excuse me, like Heineken, but it's not alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So once I started winning, next thing you know, I'm like, make me a double shot of Patron.
Yeah.
And I was gone. So I hope to just do this every day. So I got, what is it about? 10:42. I got maybe 12 more hours to stay clean. I just do it every day. And what the main thing is, the hope is seeing somebody else get hope. That's what keeps me clean. When somebody call me, they might call me and be like, yo, I'm thinking about suicide. And then whatever I'm going through, or I'm thinking about using the day. And I'd be like, wow. And I forget about what I was going through because somebody helped me. Like when I couldn't love myself, when I thought that I wasn't worthy to be doing these things. And it's like, this disease is like, you ever watch National Geographic, and it's like, the lions are looking for the wounded deer. He looking for the one limping.
That's right.
You got to stay in the pack. If you're in the middle of the herd, it's impossible for them to get in. So I dove in. My hope, I just did everything they told me to do. Whether it was shout out to Paul C. He's like, you want to go skydiving? We're going to do this. Camp Jam. I just did it. I ate dead meat, duck. I hated it, but I did it. You know, I went playing disc golf. So my recovery and my hopes was being uncomfortable. You know, not being tough. It's not about being tough, because you take the alcohol and the drugs away. And I realized that I was an emotional person. I realized now I watch TV and I'm like this, I'm crying when I'm watching something, because
in my eye.
The drugs and the alcohol was numbing who I was, who Jamel was. So I'm coming back into, I just hope to spread this energy and this spirit to the people that want to change.
I don't think you could say it any better than that, brother. To the people that want to change. That's who we're looking for today. If you know somebody like that, turn them on to us, Hustlers Redemption. We're doing podcasts here, create the positive vibe, positive energy people need to stay sober, help them stay sober, and believe in themselves when nobody else does. That's what it's all about. How we want to wrap it up, brother?
We about to get out of here. This is all we doing. Hustlers Redemption. We hope somebody got something from it today. Like I said, we didn't use any flashcards. This is straight from the heart and from our soul. And we know that the same addict will use again. And to the people out there sick and suffering, we just want to be a motivation to that young youth that don't know that they could be whatever they want to be. Like, you know, like youngster Matt, man, we love you. We love you even if you don't love yourself. And no addict need to die from this disease, or anybody living a negative lifestyle. And if you put in the work, if you trust God, clean house and help others, and put the work in, Hustlers Redemption, I say. Take us out, Tom.
That's right. I think we got a wrap. Good to see you guys this week. Tune in next week. We should have another guest host or guest speaker.
Nathan.
That's right. We're trying to get Nathan on here. Again, thank you for your time. God bless. And Don't do it. Just for today. Don't do it.
I say.
Stay sober.